Hello all, Namaskar. Welcome you all to this session. Today we are here. There is no specific theme as such. I just wanted to be with you. You can ask any specific query that you have, and in fact, you can tell me where you need the motivation. So we will try to see how we can help you in your journey. So basically, you can write your queries over here. We will take it one by one. I hope the voice is audible and you are able to hear me. So let's start. You can mention any of your queries. So basically that is there. So you can discuss anything that you want with respect to preparation or anything else, with respect to any other thing. If you have any basic query as such, that is there. Regarding motivation, I would just like to say something that again, what I repeat all the time, that don't have doubt on yourself, have faith on yourself. I'll just say you one story, something that is related to the value of money. This is something. Yes, yes. Please tell your question. Yes, you have. Please mention your question. So basically, the story is that regarding the money, many a times we attach a lot of value to money. We think that money is the most important thing in our life, and it is more than anything and everything that we want. Basically, there is a story. I'll say that it is not by money that we get happiness. Rather, when we try to sacrifice money, then we get happiness. Something, there was a rishi, there was a monk, and he had some disciple. The monk always used to say that don't get too much into what you say, into money and all those things. But the disciple who was very rich, he used to say that the money will help you a lot in everything and anything. So the guru wanted to teach him a lesson. So one day they were trying to cross the river, and it was very evening. And the one who crosses the river, the boatman, asked for money. The guru said, "I don't have money." So the Sishya said that. So the Sishya said that Gurudev, I have money and I can pay it to the boatman and we can ferry. And he paid the boatman and they were leaving. Now the Sishya came to the Guru and said, so, did you see? It was due to the money only the boatman crossed us. Otherwise you would have left there. The Guru asked, is it due to money or is it due to the sacrifice of the money? It was due to the sacrifice of the money. That's why you left the money from you. That's why you got the service. So similarly, in a way, we must also remember that it is not money that gives us happiness. Rather, it is the sacrifice of the money. Rather, when we spend it, rather when we try to use it for the service of others, then we get the value out of it. So that's what I wanted to say, that never think too much about money and all those things. Try to see what all sacrifice, what all service you can do to this society. And this is something that is very important. Now taking the questions, you have asked that you are preparing for the state PCS and you have prelims in October 16th. So you are afraid of answer writing, and see, the basic thing is answer writing is something that you have to start. Until unless you start it, you will always feel that I will study everything and then only I will write the answers, which is a very imperfect approach, because at the end the syllabus will never complete. Be it state PCS or be it UPSC, the syllabus never gets completed. So somewhere you have to start. Why not start from now? You can read a topic and write answers related to it. Don't start anything writing, but read a topic and answer right from that topic and see whether what you have read, you can put that in your answers. If you are able to put that in your answers, congratulations, you are doing very good. If you are not able to put that in your answer, think how you can put it. And see if there is any other part of the question that you are not able to answer from what you have read. And this will help you a lot. So don't get afraid. Being afraid is a very normal human trait. But I will say that use your fear or something to push you to read more and revise more and do more answer writing practice, and you will get success. No issues with that. Okay. Yes, I am from Guru Nanak Public School. Yes. Sir, I gave 2 prelims. This time not qualified due to narrow margin. Facing the dilemma of employment and UPSC. Please give your inputs. See, basically this is something that you yourself can only decide. Employment or UPSC, I am no one to tell you, because everyone has their own set of problems. In fact, I did. I left employment to go for UPSC, and after some days in UPSC, I knew that this U of UPSC is unpredictable. So I cannot do without employment. So I tried to find some employment, and I was searching over here and there. In fact, I joined a company as well after leaving Maruti Suzuki. So this is something that you have to decide based on your thing. But however, I will say that please choose a job that will help you in your preparation, will not take too much time of yours, and which will be encouraging for you. You must not feel stressed out after doing the job, and this will really hamper a lot to the UPSC journey. However, I'll ask you to find a job that will suit all of this, and you can try doing that. There are a lot of freelancing jobs as well nowadays in market. You can try any one of them. Now, another question. Just a minute. I'm going one by one. Sir, my question is, can I stop newspaper reading during mains exam? Yes, definitely you can stop newspaper reading during mains exam. There is no doubt with it. If you want, you can read some of the newspaper compilations or some current affairs topics from some of the coaching websites itself, but don't waste time by reading newspaper reading during your mains exam. In fact, I will say just before maybe 5 to 10 days or maybe before that, you can stop newspaper reading, because I don't read newspaper as such. I follow editorial discussion and some of the current affairs magazines as such. So in my opinion, you too can stop it just a few days before the mains exam, and that will help you. In fact, if you want to keep yourself updated, please revert to some coaching institute notes and notes over their compilation. Nowadays, every coaching institute is making 1 or 2 pages current affairs compilation, so you can do that. That's what I feel. How I prepare notes for mains topic wise, like what I do is VAM and only IS material, integrate them, check toppers note for unique example. But usually, see Surajji, the main thing is, if you want some quality content, it will take time. If you want to make your answers very unique, it will take time. That's why I said that daily DPA that I give in the Telegram channel is a lot of time consuming, because it is something unique. Many times I have to refer to some of the very websites, some of the UNDP reports and all those things to prepare that. But it takes time. However, I will say, if you are preparing for mains, if you are writing mains this year, please make a balance, because you cannot spend indiscriminate time, and you will make a resource of all the you will make a compilation of all the resource. But what if you are not able to reproduce that? It needs a lot of revising and reproduction of those content in the node in the answer sheet and brainstorming. So I will say, make a balance out of it. Yes, definitely you can do something. In fact, I will say, see, most of the content that you will see would have overlapping. For example, in internal security, for every solution they would be giving that one way is the military way or the defense way, the other is the development. This is something that you will find in every common thing. Just only mention the keywords, and I'll say that for any topic you have to write at most 3 pages of content. So that's why it is very important to start answer writing, because in answer writing, even if you are best, even if you are very thorough with the Bhakti and Sufi culture, you can write about 10 to 15 pages on that, but you have to write it only 3 pages. Then you will know what is relevant and what is not, and how to study. And please keep only those content which you can revise and reproduce in the answers. A single content that you cannot use and you are putting effort is a waste of your time and effort. Right, let me know. Yes, you are on the correct path. At the end, you have to consolidate, Surajji, and please try to consolidate everything. In fact, in the one single page or one single note, so that you can refer to that. You should not be moving here and there and all those things. I am from average college with average marks, and we have seen that mostly the civil servants are the ones who clear with very strong. No. This is the common misconception, Rishabji. Not at all. This is not the way. In fact, I always say that everyone is equally capable, and you must have been knowing the example of Mr. Junaid Ahmed. He something like he had not very strong academic backgrounds, but he was all India rank 3. In fact, we have IAS Mr. Nishant Jain sir, Junaid Ahmed sir. They are the standing and living examples who say that academic backgrounds are not the parameters. In fact, it is not at all a determinant of how you produce. Because basically, I'll say something. Wait, this is not to insult someone or sell something. But what happens? The people who are much into study and who don't know the world outside study, and who are saying the very typical front benchers who are mostly into study, they don't have anything else. Many times, not all the time, many times it seems this is not an insult. Let us accept the things. Many times they see that they lack emotional intelligence. You must have seen that there are some toppers at something in the class and all. If they come once second in the class, they feel like crying and crying and crying and crying, all the things. They feel as if their world is lost. So what happens? UPSC is a very different game. UPSC is a marathon. One paper will be very bad, then next paper will be good, the next will be very bad. So those persons who are mostly of the very padaku types, what they say, no insult to anyone, due respect to everyone. But I am saying the general trend, what many said, what I have observed also, they tend to get very frustrated. So that's why it is seen in many cases that the backbenchers do extremely well. So this is something, that's why you should not feel motivated. However, there are n number of examples of the front benchers who have done fabulously well, no doubt. But I am saying that if you are someone who is feeling very insecure, being the front bencher, that someone is getting good marks than you, don't feel insecure. This is what I wanted to say. And that's why you don't feel anything. There are many examples who have done fabulously well with relatively low academic background, and you can do that. That's why I say in Shvetasvatar Upanishad it is said, Shrunvantu Vishwa Amritasya Putra. I'll make it Santan, Amritasya Santan. So that at the end Putra means they include both the genders, but however for literal sense I am putting it answer. You are the child of Amrit. You are the eternal child. You are like something who has all the potential. So never doubt yourself. Never doubt yourself. You will do extremely well. Have faith on yourself, and you will see the things will start changing, and you will get the miracles. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Just a minute. The next question. There are self-doubts. Rishabh, there should not be any self-doubt. I have made a video on that. Please watch that. There should not be any self-doubt. You are more capable than anyone and everyone else. Please have the faith, and you can do that. How should we keep going this long journey? How you handle this situation? See, at the end, I am saying this is a marathon. You have to keep yourself motivated. And this motivation should not be from outside, that you see a IAS going into a car or coming out of the car. Rather, the motivation should be inside. What value you want to add to the society? Is there anyone in the society who will be very helpful from your getting into civil services? In how many ways, in how much ways you are able to change the life of a person? These are all the things that you should consider while choosing this journey, and this must be your motivation. Every time you fall like falling apart, please try to think that you are not someone who is going to live for yourself but for others, and for the sake of others, don't break yourself apart. Please tell from which sources do you prepare the daily. See, Snehaji, in fact, I had discussed that the DVS that I prepare are from the various things, various reports, various committees, various coaching institute materials that are freely available. So that is a very effort consuming task, and I do that from many sources. I cannot specify on that because you have said that. In fact, in the last part of the poverty of the Ayodhya series, I have discussed about that in a very detailed manner. You can look into that. Can we use Sanskrit slogan Devanagari script in essay? I would prefer that don't use the Devanagari script. Please write it in the English language, because many times if the evaluators are from the South Indian background, or if they don't know Hindi, maybe from the northeastern part, if they are not very adept in Hindi, then you might face the problem. At the end, see, every part of the answer sheet is an opportunity for you to present yourself. So why do you want to write something that the examiner cannot comprehend? Better to write it in English. That Karmanyavadhikaraste, you write KRMA, you know that. I would prefer don't write Devanagari script, because at the end you are choosing your language to English. Why do you want to write another language? Okay, don't write. Please talk about tackling the bulkiness of current affairs. It is one of the things that makes me very demotivated. Okay, see, again that's what I am saying. Have you written, Gauravji, have you written an answer for mains? If you write the answer, you will know that even though you know a PhD topic on that, you are able to write only 3 pages maximum, not more than that. So when you start writing the answers, when you look into the questions, please see the UPSC questions. They ask on impacts, they ask on causes, they ask on the effects, they ask on various factors and all those things. So prepare all those dimensions and leave aside many things. And in fact, they are bulky, I know. So basically, if you will see the question pattern in UPSC, they are only asking the topics which are very important. And I would ask you to go to the PYQs, because they are the only ways. Because at the end, this is a journey which has no end. The coaching material booklets I was seeing, some are 161 pages, 200 pages for every month. So it is very difficult. Information overload is there. The more time you spend with the syllabus and the PYQs, you will get your way out. No issue with that. I am finding the paper 2 of philosophy confusing. Do you suggest VVR IAS for coaching? How to frame? See, basically, I don't suggest any coaching institute as such, and in fact, for VVR IAS, I have no opinion as well because I have not been to that. The only opinion I have is about Mitra sir's this thing, because I have seen his discussion videos and they are quite good. But I don't recommend any coaching institute as such because it is your own decision. However, regarding the paper 2, I will say I have made a video on how to write paper 2 and link it with paper 1. Please watch that video. You will find it in the playlist of philosophy and you will find that very helpful. And in fact, there are other videos that I have made that how to increase your marks, because in the previous attempt, my marks were 244 in philosophy and this time it is 285. It is a jump of 41 marks. So this is something I have mentioned what all I did the changes. You can watch that. Saurav ji. Okay. Lipsa ji. I am preparing for state PCS. Some suggestions for forestry optional. See Lipsa ji. The thing is that for forestry, I have already mentioned in the IFoS video I have made. You can just look into that. I have mentioned my sources. In fact, the sources I can tell you also now. That is the Manikandan and Prabhu book. Selective reference to LS Khanna book. And in fact, I will say the please for state PCS also, forestry, you will see they are directly repeating the questions from IFoS. In fact, if I am not wrong, you are appearing for OPSC by the name I can know as such. So you can directly, you check the previous year question and answers of IFoS. In fact, there is a book by RPH publication, if I am not wrong, which has the compilation of previous year question and answers of IFoS. And the same questions are getting repeated in OPSC, in forestry. So you can have a look on that. And that book has only one disadvantage. Like in UPSC, we get options like out of 8, you write 5. And he has also written the answers of only 5. He has not written for the 3. The book. But you can try looking into that. And there are some toppers copies like the notes of Mr. Vishal Khatri. In fact, that is a repetition of the Manikandan and Prabhu. So that's all you can do. With that, you can manage it fabulously well. Even the best source is the PYQs. Because there are certain questions that get repeated every time, like the sandalwood, like this thing, that thing, the trees, silviculture and all. That is nothing to be worried about. Please be focused, you will do that. Sir, your inspiration, please tell something for me. Okay, Sairam, the only thing I can tell you, be a good person. Be someone who can help others, who can add value to others. That's all. Please tell about how and when do people... See, again, Snehaji, I have already mentioned about the Delhi Value Edition. You can do that. Make a group. Rishabh, the thing is that I am not making a group for philosophy answer writing because, there are some genuine difficulties with me, because I don't want to start a group which I cannot manage at a later stage. Because nowadays there are a lot of groups, everyone is sending all those copyrighted items and all those things, and many times they are using the abuses and the verbal abuse and all those things. Basically, due to my very, I will not say very busy, but busy schedule, I will not be able to check in and all that thing, because I will not be able to control that. For the same reason, I am not doing that, because I am very much clear in my mind that I will not start anything which I will not control. So that is the same reason I am not able to do that, because this is the starting part, and in fact I am appearing means this time. So I have very limited time, and with that, whatever is possible on my part, I am stretching myself to the last minute. In fact, now I am feeling very unwell, but still I had said that I will do, and I am with you all. So that is the reason. I am really sorry for you, Rishabh. But please be in touch. Please be in touch with the Mumukshu series, and also with the Sandhidhan that will start maybe by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And I feel a lot of your queries will be over. Okay, thank you again. How do you manage the time between prelims and mains? What do you prioritize? See, see, prelims and mains, if you are appearing for mains, you have to prioritize the mains. Even if you are not appearing for the mains, this is the only time where you can focus on the mains. The only thing that you can focus is on the mains. Now there are 4 papers, GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Please look into PYQs. Please identify important themes. Please work on that first. Then look at the other themes, and you can do that. There are a lot of videos on that, and I don't think that there will be a lot that I can tell you. I also want to thank you for the efforts that you are taking for us, and no one does this so much. We are fortunate to know you and see. Arey Rishabh, that's fine. Not at all. It's my duty. What I say. This is ASR, Aspirants Social Responsibility. In fact, I have been in this stage. I know the value that if someone who has secured a rank talks with you on a regular basis, it works wonder. In fact, I had one of my seniors who is in IFoS now, and the moment I met him, and before I had met him in the mains, and at that time he had not got the rank, and after that he got the rank. I know what was that feeling. It changes a lot, bro. So that's what I'm doing, whatever is possible on my part. The only expectation that I have you is that you study well, you use everything that you want to use, and get good marks and get selected in the service. That's all that I want. Nothing else. No appreciation is needed. Not at all. How you have managed the complete paper on time. See, again, this is something that I have discussed n number of times, and I will tell you again, Siddharth. So, for the completion of paper on times, you only need two things. Number one, you are able to recollect all the things, the brainstorming things and of the answers very easily, and you have good handwriting, good and speed, fast handwriting. So how do you, when you see a question, you must be able to brainstorm or recollect all the things very fast. So how do you do that? If you do adequate brainstorming, it will happen. The more time you spend with someone, the more easily you know about it. So that's the only way. And regarding the handwriting speed, you can practice that. With that, if you do both the things with adequate time planning, that for each answer 7 minutes, for 10 markers 7 minutes, or for 15 markers 15 markers 10 minutes, you will be able to do that fabulously. Not at all an issue. You can try. In fact, you will have your own way. For increasing the handwriting speed and all, there is a pen that I have always said, Pentel Energel 0.7 mm. This is something that has worked fabulously for me in the last means, and I don't recommend any test series, what I say, but I recommend this pen. You can try that. Definitely you can try that. Message retracted. Hope to see you with your another specs. We'll use that. Sir, I joined test series for answer writing, but out of 10 topics, I am able to study 3 topics within given time. Sri Chaitanya ji, again what I will say here, previous year questions and the syllabus are the guide. If you are writing for answer writing for 10 topics and you are only able to write 3 topics, please see for the rest of the 7 topics where is the issue. Why you are not able to study them? What types of questions are asked in the test series? Because many times test series ask some questions like here and there. But try to go into PYQ, see the themes from which UPSC is asking, and also try to do smart study, because there are some common facts that you can use for every answer. Yesterday, while discussing disaster management, I was telling you that what all common things that you can use here and there. So please try to find such multidimensional things which you can readily use in all your answers, and you will be able to do that. Please continue Mumukshu and some hacks for remembering in paper 2. Akash ji, definitely I am more into doing Mumukshu, but you must be knowing that the Nyaya Vaishesik part is partly boring for me. Every time I open the page and I am making the notes, I feel very irritated. So that's the reason, but I will continue Mumukshu. In fact, you will get Nyaya Vaishesik by tomorrow itself, if all things work. In fact, I was having some not well also. So basically that, but I will definitely continue Mumukshu. That's something that is my child. So please be with that. And yes, I feel we will do like remembering paper 2. Basically, which part you want, socio-political or POR? Because both are like, if you have paper 1 in your hand, paper 2 is like a cakewalk. There is not much to learn about it, but we will discuss that. In fact, we will have such sessions which will help you. If schedule, please make a tentative schedule for Mumukshu, so that Asutosh ji, I am trying to do that definitely. But there are a lot of commitments on me and a lot of things, because many times many people who are appearing for mains or anything, they directly I interact with them, and because as they are appearing for mains and all those things, I feel that I must also tell them all the things that I know. So because of many times due to all these things, and there are other commitments, I cannot say with certainty the tentative schedule. But definitely what I am doing, I am posting the PDF before that. I am really sorry for that, but you must be able to understand, because there is something that I cannot do. They are beyond my hands, and I am trying my best. I am stretching myself to my utmost limit. Please suggest some philosophical books for general reading in leisure time. See, Sagarji, philosophical books you can read, but I will say it is not of much use now. If you want to increase for your knowledge, there are one book like Yoga Vasisht, which will help you to know yourself better as a better person, or something like this. There are many books by autobiography of a yogi, Sadhguru's books are there. But I would say there are a lot of GS books. In fact, you can try some multidimensional books which will help you. And philosophical books, I'm not very sure about it, because if you are more interested into life and soul and all these things, you can please read that. But if not, you can wait for some time. In fact, I would suggest, please try to read Upanishads. It will change the way you see life. Okay, sir, thank you. Sir, how to write answers before completing test series syllabus? I am able to write. See, that's the point. Now, how do you write answers? For example, if I will ask you that, Mr. Chaitanya, please write a answer on water conservation. Can you write it? You can write it. I will ask you, Mr. Chaitanya, you have not studied internal security. I am telling you, but I will ask you, Mr. Chaitanya, please write an answer on tackling Naxal issue. Can you write it? You can write it. But the problem is we don't want to stretch ourselves. In fact, you will know that 70 to 80% of syllabus are already there. What you know? Because you have cleared prelims, man. So something, if you have cleared prelims or you are writing for mains, that is something that is very important and you can write. But the thing is that we don't stretch. See the Knoxvillism problems, the developmental issues, the isolation and all those things. And you can write. Just think about it. That's not an issue. And in fact, I will say please make some frameworks like the PESTEL framework, like the stakeholder framework, like in the PESTEL. If you see any problem, please try to see what are the political angles, what is the economic angle, what are the environmental angles. And with that, you can definitely write good answers. Please try to do some frameworks. There might be the PESTEL framework, it might be the stakeholder framework. Try to see who all stakeholders are there. And in fact, you can write the other like the chronological framework. And there are a lot of frameworks you can try. With that, you can write the answers. Is it okay if you use slokas like the Prakriti? Definitely, bro. That's the reason. That's what I am trying to say. You can use the slokas and quote in GS 1, 2, 3 as well. But don't overdo it. If you find it very relevant, you can use that. Because Prakriti Rakshita Rakshati Rakshitaha, you can write that. If you get a question on climate change, on environmental conservation, at the end you can say. Because it is not, don't see it as a sloka, it is the tagline of MOEFCC. So that is something you can definitely write, but write only if it is very relevant, but you can definitely write. No issues with that. Definitely write. Because if it is organic. Sir, please tell the book list. Sravantika ji, I have already replied to you on the comment also. See, basically the book list is a thing that is common with every toppers. In fact, there are every topper out there is making the compilation. As I am appearing for the mains this time, I will not be able to do that because there is no single set of book that I have referred very completely, and I have referred many books with all those things. I would say please try to go into the book list referred by any topper, and they are the same. They are the same. So you can do that. Not at all an issue with that. Not at all an issue. KT Prabandhan book, KT Pratibhan book is also good for UPSC Forest optional. Please, you may find. Okay, B. Avinash ji has said that KT Pratibhan book is also good for OPSC Forest optional. The OPSC Forest guys can refer to that. Although I have not referred to it, but you can check it out. Thank you. Sir, please discuss ethic themes with example. Definitely we will do. Subrajyoti Pandaji, definitely we will do. We will discuss ethics themes. In fact, I was planning that tomorrow in the Ayodhya session, we will take a session on attitude, because we had one topic from GS 1 to 3. Tomorrow we will have it from ethics integrated and aptitude. We will try to discuss the topic attitude very comprehensively and how you can use it in every case study. So we will discuss that definitely. Thank you again. Thank you. Sir, in OPSC optional paper, how to go about 60 mark question? See, Gaurav Naik ji, this is very easy if you will say. This is very, very, very easy given you know the thing. I don't know if you are able, because 60 mark things are only there in optional. And I have philosophy optional. So I don't know if you are from philosophy optional, you can relate with that. For example, take a topic like immortality of soul. This is something that is very common. You know, I know, and everyone knows. So here, if you are given the question, 60 marker question, please write what is immortality of soul, eternal. Then write what this scripture says, that scripture says, all those things, and try to pull it, and you can write it that. In fact, I'll tell you, if example is given like soil pollution is given. Right? What is pollution? Soil pollution, SDGs, then soil pollution, what are the impacts, what are the causes, what are the effects, and all those things. When you write all those things, it is all covered already 6 pages. In fact, in the philosophy, I have wrote it for around, if I'm not wrong, 8, 9 or 10 pages for 60 markers. So you can write that. Sravantika ji, I have told you about the book list. Thank you for your guidance. Really lucky to find aspirants, and sometimes I think to quit, but no, not at all. Quitting is not at all an option, Chaitanya ji. Quitting is not at all, because at the end, if you are quitting, you are making yourself feel low in front of yourself. Don't quit. Try to the last limit. And I've said the Manoj Pandeyji's quote: some goals are so glorious, some goals are so worthy that it's glorious even to fail in them. Feel pride on the goal, man. Why are you wanting to quit? No, there is enough opportunities that you can do. If you want to quit so that you have find a new passion, please go with that. But if you are just thinking of quitting just because you feel you are incapable enough to do that, this is not at all an acceptable reason. If you are not feeling well, then you have some medicine. Will do. Please start a series for essay and ethics. Yeah, we'll do. In fact, for ethics, we will do attitude tomorrow, definitely. Socio-political major thinkers. Okay, Akash Patel ji, noted. We will do major thinkers, liberty, equality, justice. In fact, I will say there is a bit of risk associated with that. I will also try to tell you that. Get well soon. Thank you. Vishweshwar Acharya ji, thank you for your guidance. How to overcome overthinking and motivating myself when all that exams are. See, Vishweshwar ji, I have made a separate video on that. That is, in fact, I will 20-minute video. So you can definitely watch that. In fact, if you feel any other issue, you can please tell me again in some of the live sessions, because I take questions at the end of that. Definitely you can do, but I will ask you to watch them, because overthinking and motivating, I have made direct videos on that. You can watch them definitely. Kumar, how to avoid diversions and feeling of lost while preparation after 30-45 days. Oh, 30-45 days is a huge number, brother Kumar. Many people feel after 2 to 3 days. You are on good track if you are feeling distracted after 30-45 days. Please motivate yourself a lot, and you will be able to do that. There is nothing. Always, I always say to people that whenever you are trying to do that, whenever we have a goal, we generally don't write it down. Please write down your goal, because the moment you write down, they are measurable, they are trackable, they become very real. Otherwise, they are in the mind, and you will know what is there in the mind. So please write down your goal, and whenever you feel diversions, please read that out. I have made this goal just because I will be able to serve this man. I will be able to serve the society. I will be able to do the change in the person who is standing in front of the temple every day, asking, begging, and all those things. Please write such emotional appeals to yourself, which you, if you will read yourself, you will feel that okay, that getting diverted is not at all an option for me. What about Upanishad Ganga series? Sir, can you suggest which is best Upanishad book? Yes, definitely, Sagar Rajput ji. If you are able to watch Upanishad Ganga, I will say that is the best series ever. Please watch. And which is best? Upanishad, any Upanishad you take. In fact, I will start major Upanishad. You can start like the, there are Kathopanishad, the Brihadaranyaka, you can read at the later stage. That is Ishavasya Upanishad, Kathopanishad, Kenopanishad. You can start with anything. What is good strategy for current affairs for main? See, again, the good strategy for current affairs is getting thorough with the PYQs and the syllabus, and knowing what is there in the mind of the examiner. If you are able to decipher the mind of the examiner, current affairs will not bother you much, because many times we are just into thinking that what type of new ginger is found in Andaman Nicobar, because it is asked once in exam. That's why we are trying to remember what new ginger is found in Kerala, what new ginger we find in Odisha and all. But UPSC majorly focuses on major themes. There will be some bouncer questions. Even if you leave that, you will be able to satisfactorily cross the margin. And for mains, there are no such many bouncers. Now, last year there was some, but that is common for everyone. So don't get worried. It is a relative exam. Thank you so much. Sir, I am also trying to become an IAS. IAS. See, Sayamji, I have not got IAS as such. The service allocation is not yet done. Last question. Is it necessary to remember all comments? Thank you so much, sir. You don't realize how you have impacted me. Jai Jagannath. See, I will not say remember all the comment schemes. Basically, identify the important ones. For prelims, you will be able to know which are important and which are not, seeing the themes of the questions and the previous questions. For mains, I will try to say, please remember some comment scheme from each theme. Like, for example, women. Please remember something about women education, women health, women Naukri, the women entrepreneurship, women jobs. For similarly for transgenders, for agriculture, try to remember some themes. So based on these themes, so that you are able to reproduce them in your answers very readily, and that's the only way out. I feel so much sleepy after I usually sleep 8 hours. Still, I feel sleepy. See, regarding the feeling sleepy, there are something I'll say. See, each sleep cycle, many say, is 1.5 hours. So, even if you slept 1.5 into 4 is 6 hours. 1.5 into 5 is 7.5 hours. So, if you sleep for 8 hours, what happens? You will feel sleepy whole of the day, because the next cycle, the complete cycle is for 9 hours. Either you sleep for 7.5 hours or 6 hours or 9 hours. If you feel for 8 hours, then due to the lack of this 1 hour, you will feel sleepy throughout the day. This is something that they say, although it is not scientifically verified, but there is another thing that you can do. Please be active. Please try to do meditation. It will make you feel very active. Please try to do, and in fact, pranayam. Okay, that will help. Thank you for your deviates. It's deviate. Thank you. Quitting the things, yet another example, can be used in some cases. Quitting the things? I don't know. What quitting the things? Okay. Actually, sir, you are my neighbor. But still, I don't have the courage to do. If I am your neighbor, please directly talk to me. Not at all an issue. Please directly talk. I feel demotivated every 4 to 5 days. How to overcome it? See, Siddhi ji, feeling demotivated is a completely normal thing. Don't feel that you are feeling something that no one else is feeling. You are feeling what everyone is feeling. But how to keep yourself motivated? For that, I have made a separate session. Please watch that. If you have any other issue after that, you can directly tell me in any of the live sessions. We will definitely do that. Okay, don't feel bad. Sir, are you non-vegetarian? No, I'm vegetarian. Thank you so much for suggestions. As we discussed yesterday about disaster, how to make theoretical questions like theories of monsoons and diverse aspect. Okay, this thing I'll look into it, because theories of monsoons I don't know, because again I've said UPSC might not ask on such questions. Even if it asks, there would be there in standard geography books, and you can do that. You can do that. Thank you for the guidance. How to deal with the issues like lack of family support, neighbors, taunts, abuses, leaving everything and running away. No topper. Okay, this is something that I'll take. Just a minute. Let me have a sip of water. See, for whom do you want to become an officer? Is it for the neighbors? Is it for the taunts? Is it for someone who is not supporting you? No. You want to become an officer for yourself. You want to become an officer so that you may bring meaningful changes in the society. So be very clear about why you want to be an officer. And having done that, you will realize that the most of the people you think are very important are not at all important in your life. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. They will say, just yesterday, today only, in one of the session, I was telling that one day what happened, a bee, a madhumakhi, not bee, a fly took birth, and that fly was flying. Makhi was flying. The people over there were trying to kill it. And how do we kill a fly? We kill it by by clapping. But they could not kill the fly by clapping. But the fly thought that she is flying. That's why they are encouraging him by clapping. And she went on to fly more and more. So this is something. Take positive from everything. Don't feel whatever they are saying, ignore it. If it is not meaningful for you, ignore it. Try to develop that attitude that whatever people will say, you will get a very good input from that. And that is the success way to success. See, now if you are affected by their taunts, abuses and all those things, how you will handle after you become a civil servant? Because being a civil servant implies that you cannot easily satisfy anyone. In fact, what I am seeing now also, that even though a lot of people say that I am not able to solve their queries and all those things, that is there. I cannot do everything because I am a human being at the end. So, but that is there. So everyone will say, but those same persons will come to you once you clear the exam, and they will come to you with a garland to put on you to congratulate you. They will say that from the day one I knew that this girl is going to be an IAS officer. I knew from the day one. Say, okay, fine, it's because of your blessings. Over, raat gayi, baat gayi. So easily don't take anyone else seriously apart from yourself. That's it. And in fact, you can take your family very seriously, but try to be very practical and pragmatic. Don't do anything that will hurt you. Set your view on quitting. Usually everybody will say not to quit, but you mentioned that even get passion on some other field. Yes, definitely. That's what I was saying. Like if you get passion, like for example, I have seen that after watching a lot of videos like IAS going in a car, 4-5 people running after him, 4-5 gadis going after him. The IAS will post photos from Labasana and all those things. People say, I want to become an IAS. But do you know the life schedule of an IAS or IPS? Assume you are an IPS, you are a SP of the area or DSP of an area in the beginning. You just came home. You started from 5 a.m. in the morning. You just came home at 10:15 in the night. Your family is waiting for you to talk to you for 1 second. You came at 10:15. At 10:20 you get a call that, sir, there is a major accident that has happened on your highway. Please come. You go again on the 10:15, 10:20. You stay there for whole of the night, 3 o'clock. Then reach at 3:30 to your home. Everyone is slept. Again you start at the morning 5 o'clock. So those all the glamorous life are good to see in the photos. But the real life is very difficult. So what will happen if you become an IAS or IPS by seeing all those glamour, but once you go into the system, you feel that this is so much active, I don't want to be in it. I want some time for myself and all those things. There we see that a resignation might come from you. So that's why, what is your passion? Please go with that. Because while you are deciding on the optional, what do the people say? please follow your passion, because you have to spend time with it, and this is about the life. India does not need IAS officers. India needs good IAS officers. If you are just IAS officer, India does not need you. India will need a good musician. If you are a good musician, India will need you more. You must be a good musician rather than the only IAS officer. That's what I was trying. So there are diverse fields, and the classic example that I always give, neither APJ Abdul Kalam was IAS, nor Mother Teresa was IAS, nor Pandit Nehru was IAS, nor Kalam Sahab was IAS. No one was IAS. Yet we see they are the ones who command a lot of IAS and IPS officers. So that's why. It's at the end, it's your journey. Please choose. If you feel that there is something in which you will not get bored throughout your life, that is your passion. And if it is also equally remunerative, you can try going there. That it is bad. It is very bad to live a life that is very sad. So try to enjoy yourself and enjoy your journey. That's it. That's what I wanted to say. At the end, it's great when passion and profession comes together, and that's what you have to try. Definitely. Are there any more questions? Are there any more questions? I feel that more or less we have answered every. Yes, such recommend. Okay. How to prepare during graduation? See, if you are graduation in BTech final year, you can start reading NCRTs, and you can start reading editorial, watching editorial videos and making notes out of them, and you can ultimately switch to the standard textbook, and with that also you can see previous year questions and see what are all the important areas, and you can write that. Yes. See, Avinash, this is not recommendation. I said this is something that is my opinion. You can add it as a perspective. That's fine. You can do. Okay. Sets your reaction after seeing your results of, was it casual or joy? No, it is okay. Okay, for Sairam, this was my fourth attempt. My reaction after seeing CSE results was I was very grateful. I was very grateful for everyone. There are a lot of hands in my success, my friends, my family, lot of people. So I was very grateful. That is the only thing that I had. So that is that, and that's fun. You will feel a joy. In fact, it is a joy. It is a glamorous moment. Not glamorous. It is something like it is very beautiful feeling. I cannot say that. You solved our quiz. Please take this kind session once in a while so that we can ask you, because no, yeah, definitely. That is the reason. That's why I want to come to you, because I want to make myself accessible to you. There must be a channel in which I am making myself accessible to you, so that you can put forward your queries. And if my answers can help you get a better way, then definitely that is the very important thing. Definitely we will have it. What's your most powerful mantra? Again, I have made a video on that, and the mantra is Sarvanasam Samutpanne Ardham Tyajati Panditaha. You can, this is the most powerful mantra for me for the UPSC journey. You can watch that. I have made a separate video on that, because they are all very lengthy topics. If I'll go on telling them, it is just a repetition of time, because I have made a separate videos. So that's all that I wanted to share. In fact, if you have any other queries, please tell me. In fact, I didn't know, it's already 45 minutes and we have been discussing. So that's all. If you have any other queries, please tell me. Otherwise, we can wind it up for the day. It's answer writing or getting syllabus completed. See, Rakesh ji, you have asked a good question, that it's answer writing or getting the syllabus completed. I will say there are various subsets. Okay, the syllabus is like anything. Syllabus is like anything, and there are a lot of topics in that. If you have to prioritize, please prioritize the previous year questions. But what will happen if you are completed the whole of the syllabus, but you are not able to reproduce them in your answer? Then it is a waste of what all you have read. That's why I would say the balance is the most important thing. Whatever you complete, please write the answers, and in that way you can do a lot of good things. Okay, both are important. It's like balancing. Can't wake up in the morning. Definitely, I would have commented on that, but nowadays, earlier I used to wake up early in the morning. Nowadays, after all this session, I am also waking late, so I am not in a position to tell you how to wake up in the morning, because Sri Ramakrishna Paramahans and Mahatma Gandhi had also said, someone asked them that how do I help my child not to eat sweets? They said, come after 1 week. And after 1 week, Gandhiji and Ramakrishna Paramahans said, dear child, don't eat sweets. The mother was astonished. You could have told the same before 1 week. Gandhiji and Paramahansaji said that we ourselves eat a lot of sweets, so how can we tell your child the same thing? You are not serious to your goal. You have to be serious to your goal. Please find what is your motivation, and that will help you. Sir, can we skip newspaper as such? See, basically, Gaurav ji, if I will tell you the frank opinion of mine, frank thing that I did, it worked for me. I don't read newspapers. Many times I watched the editorial videos and the lot of content from the all these things. But that worked for me. Why? Because I've written some articles in newspapers in the from the very in the past. So that has helped me to portray my views in a better way. So if you are not very very confident about all those things, I would ask you to read the newspapers. And in the while reading the newspapers, please see how do they transition from each paragraph. How do they end this paragraph and come to this, and there is a coherence. This is what you need to learn from the newspaper. And also how do they put their views very beautifully, and how do they put subheadings and all those things. This all you can read from the newspaper. That will help. Sir, are you in God in chemistry? See, Sairamji, these all things are you can do that. The chemistry and mathematics. I feel they will not be relevant for the CSE, UPSC or OPSC as such. You can try to do that. These are sir, I can reproduce in answers and produce flow. Okay, so for that I have discussed brainstorming is the way. Brainstorming is the way. Definitely, if you do more brainstorming, it is a way of active memory. Because many times when you sit with the book and revise, what happens after a period of maybe 1 or 2 hours, if you ask what we read, we will find that we have read nothing. We are just sitting with the book and we thought that we are reading, but it doesn't happen. But when you do brainstorming, when you try to recollect the points and put it in paper, you are forcing your brain to memorize all the things and to reproduce it, and that will help you a lot. That will solve your problem of reproducing in the answers the contents. And the another thing is produce flow in answer. Flow in answers will happen when you have the clarity of thought, and that clarity of thought will come once you give adequate time to it. From the first day, second day, you might feel the issue, but try to see if someone else will give you the same answer to evaluate. You would say, "Na, arey, this is this thing, that thing." Try to evaluate your own answers from a unbiased view, and you will get the input. Can an aspirant with mediocre handwriting fetch good marks? Yes, definitely they can fetch good marks in mains given your handwriting is legible. If your handwriting is not legible, that means the examiner cannot understand, you will not get good marks. Because if something someone was saying, if your handwriting is so bad, then the examiner will think that I cannot take the pain of reading everything rather than let me give him average marks. So there you will miss out. Topics in syllabus somewhat deep, whether to deep dive into it rather simple. See, basically, Rakesh ji, in optional, they check your depth. In GS, they mostly check your breadth. However, that also requires a substantial amount of depth. But I will say, don't do deep dive into it. Don't do PhD. At the end, you have to write a 2 to 3 page answer. And that you can do that. Just try to feel the concept, understand the concept, substantiate it, and you are done. Thank you for the DVAs. It is a blessing. Thank you. Important subject. I feel important subject in UPSC. You can check this whole syllabus is there. There is no important thing. How you remember all the answers with practicing. I have only net available, no resource for UPSC. What should I do? I mean, what should I do? So basically, in the internet, in Telegram, there are everything available. All the books you have, all the coaching materials you have, all the free resources of coaching materials you have. There is no dearth of that. You will find all the topper copies over there. So you can do that. In fact, for initially we have discussed that NCRT and daily editorial and all those things will help, and gradually shift to standard books and see the toppers notes, how to make notes for mains especially. See, basically, Nisaji, this is something that also I had also faced during my first mains, how to make the notes, because at the end, if you are going on into making the notes, it might hamper you basically. And I am a person who tries to reduce my work as much as possible. So basically, I had seen the SOMP notes, SOMP mains notes. They were quite handy and they were quite less in content, because the more content you cannot reproduce in answers. So that had helped me, and that were my notes. How to do good in consistency, break many times. See, Priyanka ji, regarding the start answer writing, I have done a video. Please watch that, and I have also said how to do self-evaluation. And from NCRT, will we have to add current affairs in that? Yes, current affairs is needed. Current affairs is needed. Please add relevant current affairs to get good marks in the answers. How to do good? See, doing good in the consistency is ultimately you are not doing it for anyone else, rather for your better future. and you will become consistent if you have a great dedication and determination for that thing. So first decide why you want to do it, and automatically consistency will come. Yes, 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 answer it. Yes, आई एम मेंस गोइंग स्टूडेंट, अभी तक तो कोई टेस्ट नहीं लिखा सर, कितने टेस्ट प्रैक्टिस कर लेना चाहिए? सी बेसिकली if you have not written test and you haven't checked your answers from someone, I would say please write the test whatever is possible, because there are 2 to 3 things. One thing is whether are you able to complete the whole of the writing within 3 hours. That is really a task. The other thing is that how do you write the answers? Are the presentation good? Are you missing something? So that's why I would say please write some test and get it evaluated. It will help you at the end. And regarding the minimum number of tests, there are no such thing. Whatever is helpful for you. Many people write 24 tests. Some people don't write tests, yet they get good marks. So there are no single approach that will fit all. You can try your own way. I feel we have discussed a lot of things. In fact, I feel we have discussed everything. Okay, thank you. So I feel I can end the session now. I feel everything has been covered and we are already into 50 minutes. I thought we will continue only for 20 to 30 minutes. There are 50 minutes, but I'm really happy that you all are putting your doubts over here, and I am trying my best to do whatever is possible on my end. And regarding philosophy also, I will do whatever is possible, because I understand that for GS there are a lot of things, but for philosophy there is a dearth of content. I'll definitely do that, but I'll tell you, because the philosophy many times you need to go very deep into it, because basically if you're doing it for yourself you can be shallow, but if you're telling it to someone else you need to be deep. So that is taking at some time, but I'll do that, definitely do that. And that's all that I wanted to say. Okay, shall I end the session? Okay, you can write, if you say good night, we'll end the session. Okay. Okay, fine. We'll end the session. Don't doubt yourself. You are the best person ever. You can do everything and anything. Don't doubt yourself. And that's all. So, sir, have you used Vision Mains 365? Basically, yes. This is a good question. For last year and last 2 mains, I haven't used Vision Main 365. Rather, I use the material from Inclusive IAS. There is a there is a online initiative called Inclusive IAS. They provide the same thing from the Vision Mains, but in a very composed or condensed format with lot of points. That is very helpful at an affordable rate. Last 2 years I haven't seen. That's it. Good night, Pandit ji. Hope for a better health. Thank you. Subhratri. Good night. How far Yojana and Kurukshetra magazines play vital roles in mains? Okay. Yojana and Kurukshetra will help you. Basically see the themes, take some important points out of it, take some relevant fact, see the way how they write the conclusions and introductions. Because Yojana and Kurukshetra are the ones from where you can check how do they write the introduction and conclusions, how do they maintain the flow, are there some important things, are there some important facts, are there something that you can reproduce in your answers. See, everything that you see, please try to see what that content will add value to your preparation. Are you getting something new, or are you reading it for the sake that everyone is reading? If you are doing it for the second reason that everyone is reading, let me read, then don't do that. Please do whatever will help you and try to be what you say. There is a term called Paramhans. You know why they are called Paramhans? The highest seats, the enlightened persons are said Paramhans. You know why? There is a reason for that. It is generally believed that the Hans or the swan, what they do, if you give them a glass of milk in which water has been added, they will only drink the milk and leave the water. This I don't know about its scientific verification and all those things, but they say that the swans are able to take only milk and leave out the water. They can filter the milk out of the water. That's why the enlightened beings are the one, even though staying in this sansar, are not affected by it, or they can filter out relevant contents. You have to be the paramhans in your preparation. Try to filter out only all the relevant things, and that will help you. How your was Yojana Kurukshetra? See, Yojana and Kurukshetra I also didn't use in last both attempts. This year I saw some of the books and I am just trying to do that, but it's fine. It's not necessary, I will say. What is SOP? SOP is standard operating procedure. Directly from say book or any complication or compilation. Yes, you can watch some compilations, But this year I'm seeing the directly from the book, but you can watch compiled lessons. They are also equally good. Not at all an issue. You can do that. Okay. Okay. I feel more or less we have covered everything, and it's almost, you said SOP notes. Oh, SOMP, SOMP. It was SOMP. That is, you can find they have the channel in the Telegram. Okay. Good night. Go to bed. Yes, yes. We'll definitely go to bed, and I wish everyone to do your best, to give your best, and please don't doubt yourself. You can do anything and everything possible in this world. You can change the world, and the best thing is that if I'm not wrong, Steve Jobs only said that the only people who change the world are the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world. So please feel very high about you, but don't get into narcissism. Don't get into pride. Be humble, but don't feel as if you are like nothing. Be self confident that you can do everything and anything. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Yes. Namaskar. Vande Mataram. Okay. Chalo. Bye bye. I am ending the session here. Take care. Good night. Vande Mataram. Jai Bharat. Bye bye. Namaste.